Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, let's get into it. We got Allie and Rafe talking, and Allie is pretty much like, "Hey, listen, I want you to be my, I want you to adopt my baby. You're a good guy. You've been a great dad." Oh, excuse me. What do you say? And Rafe is like, "Listen, I'm still sore from, losing Dave. It's gonna take me some time to recover, and I don't want to sit there and say yes, but I don't want to say no. I'll tell you when I'm ready." I was like, "Fine. You know what? I understand." Um, Meanwhile, on the other side of town, you got Will, Sonny, and Eric. Um, and Eric told them that Allie is thinking about. Well, Allie is going to ask Rafe to adopt a baby. So, with that being said, Will is already like, "Well, it's a wrap. It's done." He's gonna say yes. I mean, he wants to be a father. He doesn't have Dave. It's a done deal. Eric is like, "No, that. Why don't you just wait till you talk to her?" Eric also gives them both, a number to another person as far as adopting the baby. And the thing that kind of annoyed me a little bit was the fact that he had his thing. What annoyed me was that Will was like, just make sure you tell her that we're a same-sex couple, so this way we don't have to sit there and go through all the BS that we had to go through before. And it kind of annoys me because it's 2020. It's 2020. He shouldn't even actually have to be doing that. Like, they shouldn't have to sit there and tell them that they're same-sex couples. Like, why does that matter? It's so irritating to me. But yeah. So, as he's, hugging Will or whatever. Now, as Will is hugging, as Will is hugging Sonny and, they get the paper from Eric, that's when Allie shows up. And Will is like, "Listen, Allie pretty much kind of says to, well, actually, to tell you the truth, Allie said to them, I think, that, Rafe wasn't sure about adopting the baby and he'll be in contact. And that's when Will was like, "Listen, we wanna adopt your baby." So now Allie has this whole, "Oh, I never even thought of you two, and I never even came across my mind," and she has this perplexed look on her face, like she's, I don't know, like she's not sure. I would sit there and say the best way to handle it, and I think that probably has a lot to do with Sammy. But the thing is, Sammy's going to be a factor in Will, if they adopt a baby, or if Rafe adopt a baby, Sammy's going to be a factor in it. And when, Allie was there talking to Rafe, Rafe was like, "Have you considered your mother?" And, Allie was all like, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter what she thinks. I'm an adult, blah, 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 blah." And it's just one of those things where it's like, what? She's playing the role perfectly because she's a teenager and she's just not thinking. And she's just like, she doesn't really care about the consequences. Her mother finding out, going ballistic on Rafe or anything like that. And so, everyone's sitting there saying, "Hey, listen, you need to tell Allie because it's going to be a lot worse. You need to tell Sammy because it's going to be a lot worse." And Allie's just like, she just pretty much gave no F's about it. So, we'll see. I know, I'm sorry, that was kind of a long rant, but I really want to sit there and kind of tell, people my perspective of what I think Allie so far and just how she's handling this thing. So, who knows? We'll see. Fuck. Let's talk about, we're gonna get to my least favorite character last. Let's talk about Eli and, Eli and Lonnie. They celebrate the marriage. The end. I mean, in our reality, that's really what winds up going on, He walks her across the threshold, they talk, they have sex, they watch fireworks, the end. I feel like nothing really happened with them, and I mean, listen, it just they did a sex scene and it was weird, and I just kind of fast forward through it. So yeah, the only part that I found kind of funny about the whole scene with those two was for the simple fact that when Lonnie was like, "Oh wait, I got one more surprise for you," and Eli, it's funny because me and both Eli was like, "Really? Oh word? Like all right now, like it was that moment, like it's hard to explain." And I know it sounds kind of sexist, but it's kind of a guy thing when, you just have that, like when we both have that same thing in mind. It's like, okay, that's what's up. Like, I don't know. I just thought that that was actually kind of interesting. Um, Eli seems like he's going to be a really interesting character from what I see so far. So I'm kind of looking forward to more of his character and seeing how things play out with him. And Lonnie too, because Lonnie seems kind of cool. All right. Let me get a drink first. One of these days I'm actually gonna have something a little more stronger than this. Um, Especially if I have to talk about annoying characters that I don't like. So speaking of annoying characters I don't like, well, let's talk about Gabby and Jake and Vivian. So, Vivian sits there and tries to get Jake or Stefan to remember who he is. And, Jake asks a couple of questions like, do you remember giving birth to me? Do you remember anything of your time with me as a young child? I don't know. I felt like he was probing her about that. Maybe to kind of get some insight of his child life, maybe. And so, Vivian's like, listen, I kind of met you when you was an adult. And, Jake was asking because they told Vivian that the baby died or whatever. And Jake asked, did you ever go and look for me? Now I'm sitting there thinking in my head, why would she look for you if they told her that you were dead? That made no sense to me. Anyway, she gives him kind of a short version that he came back, he took the name, he ran the company, blah 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 blah. And then Vivian was like, do you remember? And Jake is like, well, I remember what I read in the paper, and that is, you're crazy. I wanted to do with both of y'all gonna make me crazy, just me being here long enough. So he jet streams out the door. And so now you got Gabby and Vivian trying to cook up some sort of scheme to sit there and try to get him to remember. And once again, it kind of just replayed from yesterday's episode where Gabby was all like, oh, you're going to remember me, you're going to remember my love, I want you, I need you, blah, 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 blah. She just comes across as super needy, super desperate, and super clingy. But anyway, they try to hatch up some sort of scheme. They try to talk about getting Rob to give up the drug. And then Vivian's talking about, oh, well, your brother is the commissioner. Certainly he can pull some strings. And Gabby's like, you must be out of your damn mind, right? You just pulled the gun on the bride in front of a bunch of people. Not happening. I swear, I don't understand Vivian at all. Like, first, when Rafe is like, oh, well, I'm going to go and book you, I just need to process your paperwork. And Vivian is like, for what? For what? Okay. Now, she really thinks that, Rafe is going to be able to pull some sort of strings. Anyway, they try to cook up some sort of scheme to try to get his memories back, and that pretty much ends that scene. Meanwhile, you got Jake back at his place, drinking something heavy, because of the craziness that he was dealing with. And then he turns around and Gwen is there, just kind of hanging out, like just there the whole time. And well, actually, no, I don't think she was just there the whole time. But anyway, and it's weird. It's weird too because she came in the episode like 42 something minutes later, and I'm like, why the hell did you shoehorn her in so damn late? I felt like that was weird. But anyway, so she's not there talking to Jake and, well, Stefan at this point, and Stefan's like, listen, turns out that I'm really Stefan. Now, Gwen kind of annoys me a little bit because Gwen is like, oh, well, you know, she could have been lying. She could have been doctoring it. You know, they have a rich family. They could have just lied. You know, we're going to get the test somewhere else. I'm like, seriously? First of all, it's right there in black and fucking white. Now, okay, granted, to be fair, and I say to be fair, on GH, they had so many mix-ups and people just, well, dicking around with the test results. But my whole thing is like, yo, listen, the proof is there. Let it go. Like, let it go. And then she's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. And, like, she's just, well, now, actually, to tell you the truth, she's being all fucking clingy and desperate and, like, I don't know, I feel like, well, she doesn't come across as bad. Here's the thing, she doesn't come across as bad as Gabby, but yeah, she's still being a little kind of clingy, not gonna lie. Anyway, well, they play mattress tag, aka have sex. And that ends that scene. Wow. I think I talked. Yeah, I think I talked about the I did so much talking, I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember if I talked about Rafe and Allie. Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, Rafe said he wasn't sure. Will and Sunny asked Allie to adopt the baby. And yeah, she just had the perplexed look on her face. Yeah, I did say that. Man, I had a long day. So I wasn't sure if I talked about that, but that was kind of a key point. And oh, and you had this side story really to catch people off. You had Hope and Julia pretty much talk about everything that happened for like the past 2 days. About the wedding specifically. And again, I'm not gonna lie, Julia kind of annoyed me. Well, she kind of annoyed me. She kept bringing up fucking Gabby's name like 3 and 4 times, and finally the Wicked Witch showed up, so. Anyway. That's it. That is it. That is pretty much the end of the review. Well, yeah, the review. I always say recap, but it's really more of a review since I kind of insert my own opinions into this thing. So yeah, that's it. Stuff happened. Gabby was annoying, Gwen was clingy, and Jake was being Jake. Jake was actually funny, I'm not gonna lie. Throughout that whole scene with Gabby and Vivian, or Vivian, I think that's, yeah, Vivian name. Jake was the only person that was being really funny. And I feel like his acting, like his comedic timing, is the same as when he was Johnny Sakara. So it works for me. Another character I like. I don't think that he's worth having 2 like hot women fight over him, but he's definitely funny and he is, you know, another one of my favorites, so go Stefan. I'm gonna actually have to start calling him Stefan. And the thing that, again, and the thing that kind of annoyed me was that everyone's there trying to pressure and push this guy to remember who he was. He still feels that he's Jake. You sit there trying to force memories down his throat and try to force him to remember something is not going to do the trick. Gabby and Vivian, especially Gabby, Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's going to do it for the review. Thanks for watching. Be safe. Have a great 4th. And I will catch you in the next review.